Hey, I'm Harry Mayes, and I think I just saw Vic Fangio's soul go right out the roof of the Link. 282 yards rushing against his defensive unit, mostly done by a guy named Manungai from Rutgers. Jesus.
Oh, you saw a soul leave the body. I'm Jason Myrtetus, and I wonder if the division might be on the line now as well. Forget the number one seed. This is the Locked On Eagles squad show as the Eagles fall to the Bears.
Fly, Eagles, fly. It's the Eagles Squad. Everything Philadelphia Eagles every week. Covering all the big hits and game-changing plays from the city of brotherly love. The way only the Locked On Podcast Network can. Get ready and squad up. It's the Eagles Squad show starting now.
Today's episode brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. That's at FanDuel.com. Jason Myrtetus, Harry Mayes, Luigi, Locked On Luigi, went to the game today. Boy, he was traveled all the way down here, sat out in that wind and cold. I know it's not Buffalo wind and cold, but it wasn't far off.
It felt like Chicago when I put out my recycling bin this morning, Jason. It felt like Chicago weather today.
Yeah, off the lake wind.
Yeah, it was a lake shore wind. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, Luigi, maybe he better stay out of the link. I know he's going to go to that Buffalo game up in Buffalo in a couple weeks. Maybe he ought to stay home. He might be a mush.
Yeah, he didn't help the cause, that's for sure. We came into this game with a ton of concern. We come out of it with a 24-15 loss. We had some bizarre scores, Harry. 24-15 wasn't far off.
Yeah, I think I had 19-13 or something Eagles.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it was a bizarre score. But, man, I'll tell you what. The Chicago Bears offensive line controlled this football game.
Yeah, that's
concerning. And all credit to Ben Johnson. I don't know whether Caleb Williams is really good yet or not. But, there's times where I'm like, man, he stinks. His footwork is terrible. He's all arming on throws, coming up short. But then he's just making plays. He's so much better coached this year than he was last year. That is obvious. And I tell you what, the team is pretty disciplined. Like they've been making a lot of penalties. They didn't today. They came in here prepared to play this game on the road on a short week, and I was really impressed by what they did. And it's more of the same for the Eagles offense, man. They just can't seem to get out of their own way, and they got run on, which was really hard to take, man. You've seen two backs over 100 yards rushing. This hasn't happened for the Bears, according to Al Michaels, since the Peyton days with Suey in the 80s. Yes.
Holy cow. I remember Suey, too.
Suey from Penn State.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, geez. The Peyton days are mid-'80s.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Horrifying.
Oh, my goodness. And, yeah, they were unbelievable in this game. And that's the thing that I come out, too, with, Harry, is the biggest is the D.
Yeah.
Giving up what they gave up in the situation last week against Dallas, where you knew Dallas had to throw the ball, and they still carved them up in the second half. And then this game today where, they had their way, especially up front. That was something that I, at one point this season, maybe even a couple of weeks ago, I didn't think would be possible coming out of that Green Bay and then Detroit game. But all of a sudden, the Eagles' defense looks like it's going to be gotten a little bit here.
And I tell you, they went the Eagles' offense went the last 33 minutes in that Dallas game without scoring, right?
They scored in their first three drives.
They went up 21-0 and then was not heard from for the rest of the game, lost the game. In this game, they scored a touchdown early in the first half. But, this has been almost 60 minutes of football until the garbage touchdown at the end, where they've been basically shut out of the end zone.
Unbelievable.
There's so many things to pick through. The fact that your defense can just get manhandled by an offensive line of the Bears and get run on like that is emasculating. Because this was sort of my last line of defense. This was the identity of the team.
Yeah,
in the last couple of
Detroit
weeks.
Game. Yeah,
Yeah, it really has been. And with the way the offense has been playing, I mean, what else is there? I mean,
not
I'm
special
seeing
teams.
I'm seeing Nick Sirianni just walk the sidelines with that beanie pulled down over his face. He's got the beard. It's almost like he's trying to hide his entire face.
Yeah.
Like
He's
'cause
wearing a
he
mask.
knows. He
Yeah.
knows.
Yep.
There's big issues here.
He looks like a player that leaves his helmet on for protection when he makes a really bad play. Hiding
Right,
under
with a
the
visor,
helmet.
with the visor. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
I'm
it is-
telling you.
Hey, frankly, what he looks like, Harry, he's a guy's got no answers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. And this could be, I don't know if it's going to be an implosion like 2023, okay? But this is
Trending that
bordering on an implosion. Like they got the Chargers next week on the road. That's a team that's very physical with a good quarterback
Monday Night Football.
who's capable. Monday Night Football. That's a losable game.
Yep.
Then they get the Raiders at home. If they lose that game, they
Yeah.
should just pack it up because the Raiders stink, and I think have kind of given up. And then you get a couple of division games against the Commanders. I don't know what's going to happen there. They
Sandwich with Buffalo.
right with Buffalo, who's going to need the game.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Buffalo has played themselves into a situation where they're going to have to play starters, and they're going to need that game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to walk in there and you're going to get the second and third stringers. It's
No.
not going to happen.
No.
And it's in Buffalo. It's back-to-back road games for the Eagles, Washington, and then Buffalo.
Yeah.
It all of a sudden doesn't look easy when you're not a team that's just rattling off wins, whether they're dominant wins like they were a year ago, or you're just finding a way to win this year. All of a sudden, your schedule takes on a whole different look.
Totally.
And we know the beginning of the schedule was difficult.
It was difficult, and they did a great job against it. They found ways to win the games. And I was talking with Johnny Marks today on the Fanatic show. I'm like, we played the cuts from Greg Cosell, who's brilliant at breaking down film. He's been doing it for 30, 40 years, whatever, at NFL Films. And he said it's like a rudimentary offense, like with the way they line up. Yeah, ninth grade was the term used by somebody else told him that, and he agreed with it.
Yep.
And that is really telling. And the only thing I said to John, I'm like, these guys, all these coaches do is football. Like, it's all they do.
Yeah, they're not teaching science.
They're at the facility, 19 hours a day, cooking up something to try to beat whoever they're playing the next week. And yet it looks the same. It looks like a junior high offense. So are they doing it on purpose almost to save like plays for the playoffs, knowing that they played a schedule of a lot of teams that they're going to possibly see in the playoffs? The Lions, the Rams, the Buccaneers, the Green Bay Packers. All those teams are, the Cowboys. Who knows if they get in? We'll talk about that later because that's taken on a different tone now since Thanksgiving Day. But are they sort of sitting there saying, we're kind of play possum, do a rope-a-dope kind of thing, and all of a sudden unleash 10 new plays in the playoffs?
No shot.
I don't know. I mean, you don't.
I can't buy into that. I can't buy in that a team is playing the long game to this degree and this level of frustration. If you have plays you're not using because you want to save them, well, you got to get there first. And we know the importance of home field, even though last year they've gone on the road before. But no, I don't believe that's happening. I believe this is what comes with, and we saw this in 2023. This comes with a head coach that doesn't call plays on either side of the ball. He is the guy that manages everything, but is ill-equipped to even recognize that everything is rudimentary because it's not his strength either. So he can't tell the offense, like, we got to use it, we got to this, that. And it's not like we go, well, this is an offense problem because these players can't run a non-rudimentary offense, because they have. They did last year. They have at other points been able to run complicated, creative scheming.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden with this play calling and the head coach not being a play caller at any level, this is what you have. The foundational blocks of offensive play calling and scheming are beyond an Achilles heel at this point.
And I listened to Al and Herb Street doing the call, and they're dialed into what the Philadelphia media is saying, sports radio, the fan base, and everything. They pay attention to that, and they talk about it during the game, and it's like, dude, we know what we see. Yeah. Like, this does not look like championship football. Okay, and that is the standard. We're not Cleveland. We're not the Jets where we're just trying to get in the dance and play, get in the playoffs. This is about getting to a Super Bowl and maybe winning another Super Bowl. And anything short of that is, disappointment. Okay,
and that's the way it is.
That's the way it is in this town. Yeah. And the fact that they get booed during the first half is absolutely perfect. Like that, they should have been booed. They should be booed forever until they start putting up points in all 4 quarters of a football game.
Yeah,
this offense is awful.
It's putrid. I mean, what they fail to recognize, Harry, is that those boos aren't a result of just the first half of today.
Right.
We are 12, 13 games into the season of seeing this offense.
It's a buildup. Yeah,
look like absolute dog slop.
It's a cumulative effect,
and it's the cumulative effect of seeing the same, to use your word to use, rudimentary, just play calling and scheme, and still not going under center, still not using motion with A.J. Brown, still not being able to run with this running back. It's remarkable that it's even that they were even 8-3.
I'm glad you brought that up with the plays under center. I counted 2 offensive plays in the first half where they went under center. 2. Now, they didn't have a lot of plays. I think they had like 19 plays in the first half. Yeah. The Bears went on like 2 monster drives in the game. In the first half, they had an 11-play, 78-yard drive for their first touchdown. 78 yards. Okay, in
that's
this league, that's a long way to go without committing a killer penalty that takes you into a down and distance that you can't get out of, and you end up maybe trying to kick a field goal, whatever it was. They had Monungai went for 17 yards. Swift ran for 23 yards. Loveland, that tight end that they drafted out of Michigan, who's really good, had a big reception, and they just kind of run and pass. They had a great balance of run and pass, did the Bears, especially in the first half. And they were just converting third downs.
Yeah.
And they end up getting in the end zone, taking a 7-0 lead. And then in the second half, they had another monster drive. I have it written down here. So, 9 plays, 87 yards they went. Another Monungai TD run where they went up 17-9 and basically took the game. That was the end of the game.
Yep.
Monungai had a big run to start the drive of 31 yards. Williams converted a 4th and 5 to Loveland. Moore had made a really tough catch down in the red zone for like 2 or 3 yards.
Right?
Yes.
On the Loveland one, yeah.
Yes, it was like an in-cut. It was a really good decisive pass by Williams. He fired it in there, and it was in tight coverage. Made the play, and then Monungai runs it in. They're up 17-9, and that's when I'm like, this game's over.
Yeah,
game's over.
Yep, they couldn't get off the field. They didn't have any answers, and this isn't a juggernaut offense to beat. It was just well balanced, third and manageable.
Yeah.
The penalties.
I don't know if the quarterback's good or not. I don't know, but he was good enough today.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, he makes some throws that you can see they're just all arm and they're way short. Yeah. But there's other times where I just thought he competed today.
He did.
I thought he was just a gamer today.
He was in it. Yeah, he was in it. Yep.
Made some good decisions, I thought, and made some bad throws. It was almost picked off a couple of times and was lucky that he wasn't. What was it, Quinyon Mitchell that jumped that one? The batted ball, just couldn't get it.
Yeah.
That was
Jalen Phillips batted a ball on a 3rd down that
Kobe Dean didn't come down with it. There were opportunities there and the Eagles couldn't seize any of them. And it was weird because the Bears, you said it, their offense looked like a pro offense today, showing you different things, different looks, and different ways to get the ball down the field and just move the chains. And the Eagles just look like this 9th grade offense again. And at this point, you can't just keep rolling out there and doing what you're doing. It's unless they are actually holding plays like you suggested, which I think is
I don't know.
definitely not happening. You got
I
to
can't come up with anything else. I'm like, are these coaches that bad? Are they that bad?
Like, how can this guy? He's a football lifer.
Is the quarterback that bad? Everybody keep, he's a Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, okay, but that was one game of greatness.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
well, Harry,
have they figured him out
today? And I did not like his body language today either. He was on the bench at one point. They showed him he was in a daze.
Well, he's always like that.
Well, he's stoic.
He's always like that.
He looked shriveled to me in this. Like the way he was walking off the field, putting his helmet on the helmet rack, he looked like a defeated guy.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the body language and what I felt.
He's very robotic. He's not. He's not one of these emotional guys. He's kind of like in his zone.
Well, can we get a little emotion, maybe? Wake this whole thing up, like get the shock paddles out.
Yeah, how about the fumble on the tush push?
Yeah, that was
like that might just bury the tush push. Well, let's just bury it.
Yeah.
If he's fumbling the ball now, that kid came in there and just ripped it right out.
Ripped it
26.
out.
And then Wright, I think his name was. Right.
And somehow that bag of bones that 26 was able to wrestle that ball into that pile.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll tell you, man.
Unbelievable. It's really frustrating. I mean, do you think there's any chance that they make a change off of Kevin Patullo?
I mean, what are they going to do? Give it to Sirianni?
No.
You're gonna hire Chip Kelly? You're going to hire Doug Peterson?
I don't know. Find somebody else. I mean, you can't keep doing this, can you? You got to demote them.
And the thing is, they were running the ball somewhat effectively in this game with Saquon. He's getting 5 yards, 5 yards a crack the first couple plays. It's just, I know the wind is an effect, but it's like the Lions game. They both played in it. You both had to take the bad direction of the wind twice. And, Jalen Hurts is missing a lot of throws.
A lot.
He's missing a lot of throws.
19 of 34 for 230.
Yeah.
Threw for 2 touchdowns, an interception, had the fumble, 6.8 average. Saquon ended up with only 13 runs, 56 yards, but probably a season high for him, 4.6 yards per carry.
Right. Yeah, he's averaging 3.6 coming in, so that's a yard more. Hurts underthrew Devontae Smith, who was being covered by what it looked like to be a defensive lineman running with him. I know it was a linebacker, but he looked like a fat lineman running with Devontae Smith, and the ball was underthrown. Okay? Seriously. You have Devontae Smith on a linebacker, and you're going to underthrow that ball? I don't care if it was into the wind.
Yeah, if you got Devontae Smith, the string bean, on anybody that weighs more than 220, you cannot underthrow that ball.
Yeah, and it might have been a possible pass interference. I get that. But, you're looking for the officials to bail you out. You got a problem.
Yeah,
that was a 3-and-out. He had a poor pass to A.J. On the third down, and I know A.J., I think it looked like he slipped, and he caught the ball, but he was short of the first down by like 3 or 4 yards. They decided not to go for it. Here's one thing. The coach didn't go for any goofy fourth downs.
No, he's got no confidence.
Like 4th and 3 in their own end. Let's go. Let's run it.
I trust my guys.
Yeah, right. All right. They were 1 for 8 on third down at that point. I don't know what did they end up for the game here.
In the game on third down, they ended up
not good.
4 for 12, Harry.
Oh wow, they ended up getting 3 third downs after that. Wow.
Here's the difference in the game. You want to look at the game in a micro stat?
Well, it's the rushing
17 for the Bears on third down.
10
third down conversions.
Right. The Bears had 28 first downs to the Eagles 14.
That is incredible.
As a result of your 10 for 17 on third down efficiency.
And the Bears had 1 for 3 on fourth down. Eagles didn't go for it on a fourth down.
Yeah.
In this game.
I mean, they ran 34 more plays than the Eagles. So Chip Kelly would have been all over this Bears offense today.
How about this? I mean, this looks like an Eagles box score last year in inverse. The Bears' time of possession, 39-18.
It's 2-1.
To the Eagles, 20-42.
It's 2-1.
Goodness.
Yeah.
And you used the word, like, the way the Bears executed a couple of those drives, those 2 drives you brought up.
Yeah.
is emasculating.
It's emasculating.
We know that because we saw it last year when the Eagles did it.
That's what the Eagles would do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
They wouldn't get off the field.
You look inside these team numbers, and it's incredible. Like, you can't go, I don't understand how the Bears won this game. The Eagles didn't beat them in any of the categories you need to win.
No.
Unbelievable. Wow.
You know, and then when they get the freaking Jalix Hunt gets the interception on a really poor pass by Williams, you know, they get a nice big run from Barkley, 15 yards, and you're like, here we go. We're back in the game. We're going to score. They get the tush push, and they fumble the ball. If that doesn't encapsulate what is really happening with this offense, I don't know what does.
When you can't rely on the tush push,
right,
it might be time to make some changes.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's midseason or not. We'll continue to break this one down. We'll talk about if it is time for changes, what the options potentially could even be, and can you do it at this point in the season? That and more as the Eagles fall to the Bears, 24-15 at Lincoln
the
Financial.
Bears.
They've won 9 and 10, Harry.
Yeah, I guess they're legit.
You got to change the way you say the Bears.
Maybe.
At least for this season.
Maybe.
We're back after this on the Eagles Squad Show. All right, let me tell you about FanDuel because the NBA season here, NFL's here. FanDuel's the place to be to get in on all the action. And FanDuel is the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you miss the start of the game, maybe you're not home in time, or you want to ride a hot hand and you're watching the game, go, oh, man, this is something I'd like to get in on now. FanDuel's got live bets on everything from who's going to score next to fourth quarter comebacks, you name it. It is there for you and there for the taking, so you can get involved on the game day action. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. You got your parlay going. You want to add something to the equation? Get in on that as well. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team maybe is making a late push, or maybe in the Eagles kind of situation, maybe it's the other team making a push, and maybe you can mitigate the heartache of a loss by putting a little money in your pocket. So check out FanDuel. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. All you have to do is head to FanDuel.com, sign up, and play your game with FanDuel. It is the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right,
the NBA. The Sixers have a game tonight.
That's right, they do.
Yeah, they play the Nets, I believe.
And Flyers are probably still in action now. Let me see if we got an update on the score here. It was 3.
Well, you were doing that game.
Yeah, 3-3 in the third. And, look, 2:53 to go in the third. And it's still tied at 3.
And the Flyers had a 3-goal lead in that game? Is that right?
They went up 3-0. And
wow.
And led by the skills of Matthew Schaefer, the young 18-year-old who tied Bobby Orr for 8 goals in his first 25 games as a teenager.
Wow.
Yeah, kid's spectacular. But should we get to Locked On Luigi's Insta reaction, Harry?
Well, yeah, Luigi, he was at the game today as a fan, so he's enjoying himself. And I kind of figured he would miss the show.
Yeah.
And then he gave us the official notice today via text, which didn't really surprise me. But I'm like, we got to get a little bit of reaction here, especially after they lose. So we put out the text, and Luigi recorded a video at the link of his reaction. How about that?
So let's get to that now. Here he is.
And the Cowboys lost. I'm starting to completely change my expectations for the 2025 Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think this offense is capable of winning a Super Bowl. Not only are they still an inconsistent, inept run game, an inconsistent passing attack, they get penalties every single week, but now an offense that at least used to be able to overcome things late in the fourth quarter. Now instead of making the play to win the game, they've been making the play to lose the game. Saquon Barkley fumbling last week. Jalen Hurts fumbling on a tush push. Normally a 99% conversion rate for this football team. The drive of the game to take the lead, Jalen gets the football stripped. That is the story right now of the 2025 Philadelphia Eagles offense, and they're still going to make the playoffs, but can they win a Super Bowl? Right now I'm doubting it.
Oh, there he is.
There
He's
you go.
doubting the Super Bowl. And look, I am totally – Luigi was just spitting facts.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got that is dead on. I mean, I don't know how.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at this schedule and I go, all of a sudden it looks a lot more difficult.
Yeah, he's right. But at least myself, nobody, including myself, saw this Chicago Bears team being able to do what they did on the ground against this Eagles team today. I mean, that is really concerning, because if you can run the football like this, it changes the whole game. Yeah, I mean, there was a time there where they had 2 100-yard rushers, the Bears did, and Caleb Williams didn't have over 100 yards passing in the game.
Yeah.
Al pointed it out. I think Williams had 98 yards passing, and the 2 backs were over 100 yards. I mean, that is insane.
You go back to the game against Detroit. Their high rusher had 39 yards, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
Right. Then you go back to the game against the Green Bay Packers. I mean, they come out of the bye, and they got these 2 tough games. You go and come out of that game, and the leading rusher was Jacobs for 74. Now, they fed him a good amount. 21 rushes in that game.
Yeah.
Only a 3.5 average. But to have 200-yard rushers against today is massively concerning, because this defense has been bailing out the offense so many times this year, from when they have a good half to a bad half, and the offense was just bad, period, end of sentence today.
No doubt. And that I looked at a couple drives I pointed out where after the Bears, Sirianni won a challenge on a 4th down run early in the game, which I didn't think he was going to win, but he ended up winning it, because it looked to me like they got the first down, but obviously they didn't. And the Eagles were, backed up in their own end. The Bears were, kind of in the red zone. Barkley runs for 5 yards. Boom, first down, 5 yards. It's terrific, right? A.J. Brown gets a penalty. And then it's followed by a first down catch. Barkley runs for 5 yards again on first down.
Yeah.
You're like 2nd and 5. Incomplete. Why not commit to more of the run game? If when that guy's getting 1 or 2 yards, okay, I could see you going away from. He's getting 5 yards on first down.
Yep.
2 times in that drive, and they go away from it. Ended up punting, and the Bears went down and scored their first touchdown.
Yep. And had you gone back to him and he got 3 or 4 yards, then you're in a 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
A 3rd and 2. Then you're in your tush-push range. But apparently there's a lack of confidence now in that, too, because it's not only been unsuccessful a little too much recently, now you're turning the ball over to. Like, they had that one where they turned it over, and it was deemed that they couldn't figure it out a couple weeks ago, where he lost the ball, I think, down by the goal line. And I think they retained the ball and ended up scoring anyway. But
that was against the Packers, where he kind of he stuck it out like he was going over the goal line, but he wasn't near the goal line. Yeah. That was a fumble.
Yeah,
and the Eagles got lucky on that one. Yes.
It seems like the Golden Slippers running out a little bit here when it comes to the tush push and the dominance it has. And part of that's the offensive line. Like, we get it, because it's not the same group and they're not healthy. But I mean, you don't have that weapon. It's not first and 8.
First and 8
anymore. It's not. And that's a huge difference, especially for a guy like Nick Sirianni. He's, I'm gonna go with my guys, and 4th down, go for it's all over the field.
Yeah, and it was interesting. The Eagles' first score was obviously a field goal. They had Barkley got 8 yards on first down.
Yep.
2nd and 2, Dickerson gets a penalty, false start. Backed them up a little bit again. Like, there's always seems to be this sort of thing, but then Hurts made a great play where he rolled to his right, sort of scrambling out there, and he finds Devontae Smith for a 30-yard gain down the right sideline. It was a brilliant play.
Yeah.
Then they had 3rd and 8, and he threw behind him. It would have been a touchdown. If the pass was on target, it's a touchdown. They ended up settling for a field goal, 7-3. Like, there's these little things in the game where you're just like, he's a little bit off. They're just a little bit off.
Mm-hmm. How much
that wasn't last year?
No, that stuff clicked last year. It was a little bit on every week, seemingly. How much of it, though, has to do with the play calling, and how much of it has to do with the execution?
I think a lot of it's execution. I think everybody wants to point to the play caller because he's new. He was elevated from within, which failed the last
Well,
time.
he's got a piece.
He's an easy target. Of course, he's got a piece.
Yeah.
He's an easy target. But, everybody wants to say, well, the quarterback was the Super Bowl MVP. He's missing a lot of plays. He's missing a lot of throws. Tonight they rolled in a couple of quarterback runs. They need to do more of that, and that might be something that we'll see more when they get to the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs. They may not win the division, which is a whole other thing now.
Yeah,
but Dallas is back in the mix
with
that win and a whole lot of confidence, beating the 2 Super Bowl teams from last year back to back.
Yeah, it's not easy to do.
No,
they looked at that part of their schedule and were like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah, here we go.
Come out of it with 2 W's, and they did it to put themselves right back into a conversation. Before we get to Dallas and the division, what kind of changes would you sanction at this point? I mean, are you changing a coordinator? Are you considering if they come out next week and just look like crap for a while and Hurts is next year, do you want to put McKee in there for a little bit? I mean,
no.
You're not willing to go.
No, I think that's
dropping it to DEFCON 5.
No, I'm not.
Get me Stack on the line, Harry.
I'm not. I mean, you saw last night, okay, the Baltimore Ravens, who in the 2024 or 2023 or 2024 AFC Championship game 2 years ago played the Chiefs. The Chiefs were very vulnerable against the run. Now, they didn't have Derrick Henry yet, but they ran the ball with their running back 4 times, I think, 4 or 5 times in the game. Lost the game 17-10. Zay Flowers fumbled at the 1-yard line. It was an atrocious loss at home, okay? That was their Super Bowl, and they blew it. And the coach got criticism, as he should, for not running the ball because the Chiefs were not a good run defense at that point. And you saw it last night with the Ravens. They did the same frickin' thing with Derrick Henry, who was getting 6 yards a crack. He had 10 touches in the run game. That is inexcusable coaching.
Yeah.
Sometimes coaches go nuts. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's almost like you'd rather go up to the 600 level in the stadium and pull down the guy with the most Ravens gear on or the most Eagles gear on and say, here's the headset. You call the game.
Yeah.
And it would be better.
Because it's like they're bogged down in so much minutia they can't see
it's
the forest.
Unbelievable. These guys can't see the forest from the trees sometimes.
It is remarkable. And where did Harbaugh come from? The guy who would lose the forest to the trees more than anybody.
Until he got Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, until he got Mahomes. Yeah.
Yeah, but Reed would go again. It'd be gusting wind out. Horrible day for passing.
Yeah,
against
let's throw it 50 times.
Yeah, against the 30th ranked run defense, and he would run it 5
Unbelievable.
times.
It's like they're so determined to do their thing.
Yeah, they want to be a genius.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to do what's obvious. I'm not going to get any credit if I exploit what's obvious, Harry.
Right.
I'll get all this credit as a genius coach if I exploit the most obvious thing not to do.
Right.
And
I'm going to beat their strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who gives a damn?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Like when you said that, I remember that Ravens game, and it's malpractice.
Yeah.
And it just made me think, Harbaugh, right out of that Andy Reid tree.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Andy Reid.
And that made me think about the Eagles. It's like they're so determined to do this thing. Everything's in shotgun. Because that maybe that's what the quarterback's comfortable with, whatever. But we had some success for 2 weeks when the center was out with a backup center because he can't snap the ball.
Yeah.
In shotgun.
Yeah.
So let's run, under center. We had some terrific success. Saquon Barkley ran for 150 yards.
Yeah.
Tank Bigsby had over 100. By the way, did we see Tank Bigsby at all tonight?
No. Not one carry, Harry.
Not one.
Not one. I think I saw I'm trying to think. Was there a pass play? I'm just going to look at the numbers here real quick. Yeah, Will Shipley had a catch.
Yeah, but Bigsby, what was he hurt? He didn't get in the game. I didn't see him.
I didn't see him at all.
I didn't see him. Now I did see Jalen Phillips make a couple of plays tonight. He didn't seem to do anything.
He wasn't on a milk
week,
carton today,
but he made some plays tonight. So I got to give him credit. he was one of the only guys on that defense. Well, Jalen Carter had a sack. Nolan Smith ran over the quarterback, and then Jalen Carter got the sack. You should give him a half a sack each for that. But, yeah, I mean, it's mind-boggling. Now, like the personnel, packages and all that stuff, that's all on the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So
and
why
he's
wasn't
involved A.J. Brown the last couple of weeks?
he has? Yeah, he has.
I mean,
Because that guy,
Brown,
squeaky wheel.
Yeah, squeaky wheel gets the grade.
Yeah.
And
he made some plays. He made plays.
Yep. And everybody's pining for him. And, Devontae Smith was involved too. So both the guys were involved. I didn't have a problem with that kind of distribution. I'd like to see a little bit more Goddard.
Yeah.
He only had 2 catches today. I mean, the beginning of the year, he was really an important safety valve. And maybe that's like what kind of gets Hurts into a rhythm is using his tight end like that, being able to run the ball a little bit and your tight end.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Bears do.
Yeah, they did it today.
Yeah, they got multiple tight ends. Loveland and Kmet. Yeah.
Yeah, they were good in the game. So I don't know. I mean, you're not considering any changes.
No, I mean,
I don't know what the options are.
Am I considering? Sure, I'd love to, but I think it's panic move kind of thing in the NFL
and it won't
mid-season to make any changes. That's like
that's not Sirianni's DNA either.
No. Well, I mean, can you imagine going to Jeffrey Lurie and saying, "Hey, I'd like to bring in Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
I'd like to bring in Chip Kelly. I'd like to bring in this
Fred
guy,
Clark
that
for
guy."
This guy.
Like, no. It's not happening.
Dude, it's not going to happen. You're absolutely
not
right.
happening.
There is going to be no changes. So we might as well end that chapter of discussion now because it's not going to happen because he did sanction for Kevin Patullo to be the offensive coordinator.
They're going to have to win with this group. That this is it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nobody else coming out of retirement to join the team.
Kelsey could. There's one guy, Harry, that could.
Oh yeah.
And I believe he could be shotgunning beers in the parking lot before, and I'm sure it's on camera.
All right.
Because he hasn't found a camera he hasn't liked.
Well, that's true. And credit to him. He's making a lot of money for that.
Yeah, good on him.
But here's the one thing, though. If he comes out of retirement to play, they got to take all of his commercials and all of his ESPN stuff off my TV screen. He's no longer on.
He's not on mine.
He's no longer on the Monday night show. Any of that stuff. Out.
No, his contract for all that other stuff just pauses, and it picks back up upon his re-retirement.
Okay.
It's
How great was it?
The Ozzy Retirement Sucks tour that I saw 5 times over 20 years, Harry.
How great was it to see Travis Kelce drop a couple of balls yesterday? That was awesome.
Even
Even though it was the Dallas Cowboys that benefited.
Yeah.
That was great.
I didn't mind it. Let's just put it that way. Let's take a blink of a break. We're back after this. All righty, we're back. Eagles Squad Show on the Locked On Eagles podcast. Nick, we heard from Locked On Luigi earlier, his instant reaction. We may play that again before we leave for the people that missed it. But he nailed it, and he used the term changing expectations. Now, I've always said
interesting.
Like I'm a believer that you're allowed to change your expectations.
Of course.
You can get more information, right?
Yeah, right.
Like we even though we had some of this information that it wasn't last year early because of the execution, but now we see the lack of the execution not only making them not aesthetically pleasing to watch, but hurting them obviously in their ability to win games. So if you're going to change your expectation, what are you changing your expectation to for this team when it's all said and done after the last regular season game?
Well, I mean, I can't change my expectations. Because to me, this team, it's get to the Super Bowl or bust.
Okay, so that
I don't know. I don't know if they win the Super Bowl, but you got to get to the Super Bowl.
Okay. Well, let me ask you where they will end up being at the end of the regular season, because you mentioned it. Dallas is now in the mix after beating the Eagles and then beating the Chiefs. We talked about the Eagles' schedule going to L.A. next week,
right?
Then home against the Raiders. Then the 2 road games, the Commanders and Buffalo, and you're going to wrap up with the Commanders at home. Do they still win the division? I think they end up ultimately.
Yes, I still believe they win the division. I know Dallas is back in the mix, but I still think they win the division. Dallas could lose next Thursday night to Detroit and be basically buried. Okay. But I got to take a quick time out. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, take a timeout. And, I mean, if they can lock up the division, they would probably still end up playing in the wild card weekend. If we look at the standings, and the standings have it, let's see here. Chicago leading the North at 9-3, Green Bay 8-3, Tampa Bay at 6-5, but they're a division winner. And also Carolina, we're not worried about. The Rams probably going to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. If not, do they have Seattle coming up on their schedule? The Rams at 9-2 and Seattle at 8-3, and they play against each other coming up on December 18th. So the Rams will have Carolina coming up on Sunday, on the road, Arizona the following week, Detroit at home, then at Seattle, at Atlanta, and then their last game will be against Arizona. So it'll come down to the Rams and the Seahawks. Who do the Seahawks have in that period of time is the question, because the Seahawks have the only chance of dethroning them as a division team. And the Seahawks will play Minnesota this week at home. Then they'll go to Atlanta. Then they have Indy and the Rams both home, at Carolina, at San Francisco. So who knows how the NFC North ends up shaking out between Seattle and the LA Rams. But Seattle's got a chance. Seattle's got a chance to take that division from the Rams, but they're going to need a little bit of help, Harry. So
yeah, I mean, the Rams get the Panthers this week on the road.
Yeah.
Who does Seattle have? They have the Vikings. They're a
The
big
Vikings
favorite
this week,
at home against the Vikings. Yeah.
But they play each other on December 18th also.
Right.
But the Rams also still have Detroit, at Seattle, at Atlanta, at Arizona. They've got Arizona twice after this week. They have December 7th against Arizona in Arizona, and they wrap up against Arizona.
Right.
So, but Seattle's right there, a game back.
I don't see any way that the Eagles get home field throughout.
No, I think that they're 2 games back of that now.
It's going to have to be like last year, where somebody goes in and beats, like that Washington went in and beat Detroit on the road, and that flipped everything. Somebody's going to have to go into LA.
Wild card weekend, though?
What's that?
Can they avoid wild card weekend? I mean, Tampa Bay as a division leader is what, 6-5, 7-6?
Yeah, they've lost a bunch of games in the last couple of weeks.
So Tampa Bay is 6-5. The Eagles are 8-4. Now, if Tampa wins this week, they'd be 7-5 in a game back of the Eagles. But even if they tie, the Eagles have the tie break over them. That's how they could have maybe still avoid wild card weekend.
Yeah, I mean, geez, you got. I mean, the Bears would have to drop out of there, and the Bears have a pretty tough schedule coming through the last couple of weeks.
They've won 9 of 10. Can you believe this?
No, I can't. I really can't.
The only team they lost to was Baltimore on the road, 30-16.
Yeah, and wasn't that without Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, it was.
I think it was.
Yeah. They beat Dallas, Vegas, Washington, Saints, lost to Baltimore, beat Cincy 47-42 on the road, beat the Giants, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, and then the Eagles today 24-15.
Yeah, the Bears have Green Bay twice coming in, including at Green Bay
next week, Cleveland, and then Green Bay again.
Yeah, and Cleveland in the middle there, which should be a win. But then they go to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Who is a team that nobody's talking about, yet they're, I think, 8-4.
Yeah, and they also play in Week 18. They play
Detroit.
Is it Detroit or Seattle?
The Bears play Detroit.
The Bears play Detroit?
Yeah,
okay.
The Bears play Detroit at home. So not easy for the Bears.
Yeah. Yeah, San Francisco, I think, has Seattle in their last regular season game, though.
Yeah.
So that kind of, Seattle, that puts them in a tough spot. The last 2 games of the regular season for San Francisco, I mean, how about this schedule coming in? They got Cleveland this weekend. Then they have their bye week. Very late bye, by the way. Tennessee at home, then at Indy, at home versus Chicago, at home versus Seattle.
Now, who's
San
that?
Francisco. That's
San Francisco. Wow.
Yeah. They beat Seattle opening week of the season 17-12. But they've won 3 of their last 4.
Dallas has to beat Detroit next week. I mean, whoever loses that game next week on Thursday Night Football is out.
Yeah.
Totally out. Then they have Minnesota at home, which is a winnable game, very winnable. They have the Chargers at home. Then they go at Washington at the Giants.
Wow.
Dallas. It's possible. They could make the playoffs.
Uncle Sam says, how about them Cowboys?
Yeah, I'll tell you, Dak looked good yesterday. But when the Chiefs went up 7-0, I took the Cowboys at plus 8.5.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow. That was easy. Wow.
Yeah. I didn't have the balls to take them at plus 3.5, but I took them at plus 8.5.
Now, Batman says that the Eagles get bounced. Now, Batman's an okay guy. Mr. Nagadelphia kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's a Eagles will get bounced by the Cowboys in wild card. Book it. Okay.
Yeah, but I tell you, Herb that calls our show with Johnny Marks is an okay guy too.
Yeah.
He says it. Okay.
Yeah. He's an old school sports radio.
Hilarious.
Ranter.
Totally
Okay.
hilarious.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
A lot of comments here today. Good stuff.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to comb through them, but Batman says disaster class today. I look, Batman, I agree with you. D. Brady says, I was calling for KP to be fired, but now Nick has to go. This can't keep happening. If they were to totally melt down again, would that be a consideration?
Yes. Absolutely. Dude, he fired Doug Peterson shortly after he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
absolutely.
You're not wrong at all.
Yeah.
And Doug P, when had Alshon Jeffrey caught that ball the next season. Wow. That's incredible. Super Atayu, I don't know how to say his name, but run defense was abysmal. And that shocks me.
Me too. Ron Mexico said that I had to go to number 2. No, I had to pee. Okay, Ron.
Usually that's me.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that when I ran up there. I'm like, Jason's done this to us multiple times.
Yeah. I only do it when there's multiple people on the show. Believe me, my eyes are floating in my head right now. I'm not used to going this long.
Oh, my God.
I managed to run upstairs and hit the latrine during a Farzetta commercial live read.
Well, yeah, he drags those out. He does a nice
job.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I got to go.
Yeah. You went to the Pishadu?
Yeah, Pishadu. Why didn't you go to the hotel? I didn't have to then, Tone. I started watching that again.
Oh, The Sopranos?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Now, where are you getting this? Where DVDs?
My new deal. No. My new deal that for my cell phone provider, HBO Max came with it. So now I'm going back and watching the whole thing. It's been a few years. So I'm back on it.
Interesting.
Eric the defense is gassed from carrying this trash offensive coordinator. I don't disagree with that.
That might have been on display tonight, but I'll tell you what, that Bears offensive line, we talk about, Stoutland University. Mm-hmm. Whoever's coaching that offensive line for the Bears did an outstanding job on a short week to deal with 2 of the best defensive tackles in the league.
2 best interior guys, right?
He did a great job.
And because he knew that if those guys collapsed the pocket, his quarterback would have folded like a cheap suit.
Well, yeah.
And they did a good job keeping it clean for him. Unbelievable.
Yep.
I'm stunned where they are. The one schedule we haven't looked at, Harry, is the Eagles. Well, we did look at the Eagles' remaining schedule.
Well, yeah, they got the Chargers and the Raiders, and then they got Washington, Buffalo, Washington.
2, 3,
right?
5 games. What do they go over these 5? You think it's 2 and 3 or 3 and 2 is more likely?
I mean, can you see this team? If let's just say Daniels, who's supposed to play on Sunday night, Sunday night against the Broncos, if he survives that game, because they get to the quarterback like crazy.
Yeah.
And Daniels is playing in 2 of the games against the Eagles. Could you see the Eagles losing one of those games? Because I could.
Split. Yeah.
I could.
Yep. Like at Washington.
The Buffalo game. Buffalo is a weird team. They and the Ravens over the last couple of seasons have decided that they need their quarterback to play hero ball to win.
Yeah, they do.
And that's not a good recipe. No. It's not a good recipe.
Not on December 28th in Buffalo, it's not.
No. They're going to need to win that game.
Yeah.
Buffalo. It's not going to be a game where they're going to be like, okay, well, whatever. That's a tough spot. The Chargers, not an easy game. I know it's in Los Angeles, not a great home field advantage. Maybe there'll be a lot of Eagle fans there and so forth. But I'll tell you, if this Eagles offense shows up and you're going to score, 16 points, it's hard to win.
This guy's saying Daniels is out. Is he not playing this week? We'll have to look at that.
Well, I'm talking about when they play.
Wouldn't play the Eagles on December 20th. That's still 3 weeks away.
Yeah, he might be out for Sunday night. Let me check on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's take our last blink.
If they're playing the Broncos, if I'm Washington, I might want him out.
Sunday night. not going to feed him to the Wolves in that game.
Yeah, exactly.
Take our last blink of a break. Back after this. All right, final couple minutes here of the Eagles squad show as they fall to the Chicago Bears have won 9 out of 10. There's certain teams you came into the season, you're thinking, okay, this team's going to be good. You break down the schedule, give me a win, Bo. When you go through the schedule, you're thinking the Bears going to be one of those teams. Now all of a sudden they come in 9 out of 10 for the Chicago Bears, and they beat the Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field 24-15. Felt like the Eagles never had a chance in the game either. They had chances, but they
had a lot of chances. Daniels is out. He's out with the elbow. So.
Okay, so he's out against the Broncos.
Yeah, a couple hours ago.
And who do they play next week, Harry?
Well, they play Denver this week.
Okay, and then next week, this week, let me look at their schedule. Washington.
What, Washington?
Yeah. I just want to see when they get him back in there after this week. They
go
to Minnesota the week after. So he'll probably play Minnesota at New York and then against the Eagles on the 20th. That game against the Eagles, the TBD?
It's a TBD.
Well,
they were probably thinking they might need to flex it at the beginning of the year.
Because of the division?
Yeah, but no, that should be a 1 o'clock game.
That's a 1 o'clock or Chris Myers special right there.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Both games against
Daniels
Washington.
is out this week.
Yeah. And
so no reason to watch Sunday Night Football.
So we only have one more primetime game. And that is next week.
Hopefully.
Well, the Eagles-Washington games aren't going to get flexed there to prime time.
Well, what about Buffalo?
That's 4:25 national game on Fox. So that can't get that's protected.
I think. Oh, it's protected?
Yeah, it's the 4:25 game is the national game for them that's protected.
Oh, okay.
So we'll have to deal with our last late night Eagles squad show coming up a week from Monday.
Good.
Well, they got like a little mini bye now too since they played today.
Yeah, they got like 11 days.
Yeah.
Thursday to Monday.
I mean, you still got to get some guys healthy. I don't know when Lane Johnson's due to come back. Maybe that Buffalo game, is that around the time?
I don't know.
Well, you want a guy coming back from injury to go to Buffalo?
He's got Delish Frank.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Maybe even wait to the playoffs.
I didn't, speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't see Fred Johnson being a big problem tonight.
At all. And they ran over the right side a few times with Barkley, too.
Right. Now, I'm not watching the All-22. I don't know if, we got beat or whatever, in some certain situations. Right. But he didn't get called for a penalty. And, I didn't see, him giving up sacks or anything. So Landon Dickerson is not playing well.
No, he doesn't look the same.
He's not playing well right now. And I'm sure it's physically related.
And maybe that Juergens, the chemistry that these guys have, we don't think of chemistry a lot of times when you think about offensive line play execution. But when all those guys are together and staying healthy, they really can read from each other and develop that chemistry. And again, we saw it in this game again today, them tipping off the snap like crazy. Yeah. That tap, set, go. There is no variance to it at all.
Yeah. I mean, get under center, will you please?
Did Greg Cosell mention that as any part of the rudimentary part of this freshman offense?
Not in the quote that we played. I didn't listen to the whole podcast. He was on with John Clark, and then he was on with,
is it Ross Tucker?
Yes, Ross Tucker.
Yeah.
Too, in the same week, talking basically about the same thing.
Same thing,
yeah.
And I'm going to go back and listen to that from Ross Tucker because I love Ross, first of all. And the show's good.
You don't love John Clark?
No, I like Sunshine.
Oh, okay.
But
wanna make
I mean,
sure.
I'm more of a football guy, and I know I'm going to get that from Ross
Yeah.
Tucker, and
Made it seem like you were a little anti-John Clark.
I'm a big fan of John Clark.
All right. I just
But
want to make sure he's
not
my
as much
neighbor.
for football's man. He's not a meat.
He's a football man.
He is a neighbor of yours. You are correct.
Yeah.
In your star-studded neighborhood.
Did you
half
pee
the
in his
Hooters.
driveway too?
Not yet, but I will come mark that territory right after the show, probably, if I could make it there.
What's the Flyers score? What's going on?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that,
Yeah.
Harry.
You
Let's
can't
check
forget about
in.
the Flyers.
Let's check in on the final here. I'm assuming it went final. Well, it'll be one hell of a shootout if they better have won this game. In the shootout.
They're in the shootout?
They got the W in the shootout.
Oh, they did?
They did.
Now who-
Zegers goal backhand.
Who potted it?
Zegers got one to put the Flyers up 1-0. And then Holmstrom tied it at 1 in the second round. And TK put the Flyers up 2-1, and his cousin missed because Anderson made a save. That would be Bo Horvath. What do you say, Bo? Bo Horvath.
I love TK.
Yeah. So that's that. Flyers
yes.
now 2-1 on the trip.
Wow.
They beat the Cup champs the other night. Nice.
And that Islander team's they were like 13-9 or something coming in. They're a decent team.
Well, the whole division's within 6 points of each other.
Yeah, it's
Flyers have
insane.
like the third highest points percentage in the Eastern Conference. It's crazy.
Wow.
Start your podcast every day with Locked On Flyers and Locked On Eagles.
Yes.
That'll make your first listen great, and your primary goal is to train and yourself to wake up to the Locked On Podcast Network. By the way, I got the shirt. You guys
you did?
The shirt. Yes. First of all, the material of the shirt, fantastic. Let me put myself back on camera here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
that's the one I got. Yeah.
It's a beautiful shirt.
Beautiful.
And the couple things I like about it. I hate when like companies like they do a shirt and it's a crappy material. This is a nice material.
Yeah.
Very comfortable.
I like the long sleeve tee.
And it's you nailed it, Harry.
Yeah.
It's
the long sleeve tee.
It's a long sleeve. It's a beautiful shirt. I took this shirt off Rocco DeMeo. They thought he was the toughest guy in Essex County. I love the shirt. I brought it up, showed the old lady. I said, you might want to adorn this shirt as well.
Yeah. Well, my wife has already claimed it. She already took it.
Yeah, I could see my old lady is taking a lot of my long sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing.
It's the number one podcast network in the world.
On planet Earth.
That's right.
Frankly,
it's no joke.
It is insane how many podcasts the Locked On Network has. They literally cover every team that means anything in sports in North America. It is remarkable. They've done a great job. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up for us. We'll be back for the midweek squad show coming up next week. We'll enjoy our Sunday this week with no heartache or pain.
Play Luigi's Luigi's thing again.
Play his thing one more time?
Yeah, play it one more time.
Right.
We got a couple minutes here.
Locked On Luigi will take us out. We'll talk to you next time, everybody.
So after this game and the Cowboys loss, I'm starting to completely change my expectations for the 2025 Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think this offense is capable of winning a Super Bowl. Not only are they still an inconsistent, inept run game, an inconsistent passing attack, penalties every single week, but now an offense that at least used to be able to overcome things late in the fourth quarter. Now, instead of making the play to win the game, making the play to lose the game. Saquon Barkley fumbling last week. Jalen Hurts fumbling on a tush push. Normally a 99% conversion rate for this football team. The drive of the game to take the lead, Jalen gets the football stripped. That is the story right now of the 2025 Philadelphia Eagles offense. And they're still going to make the playoffs, but can they win a Super Bowl? Right now, I'm doubting it.